You are listening to Rouge Radio, a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network.
It's time to get the point as Rouge Radio is ready to kick off.
Ready!
The best football talk with the best in the business.
So what is the cost? You have 2 first-round picks this year because the Argos were dumb enough to trade for Drew Willie.
A few rookies.
We go directly to the on-field product. We welcome to the show the 20th overall pick in this past Sunday's CFL draft, DeAndre Wright of the Alouettes. DeAndre, welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
And the occasional Hall of Famer.
Please welcome Doug Brown, who is one of the members of the current class of 2016 in the CFL Hall of Fame. Doug, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you guys for the kind words and for having me on the program.
Rouge Radio is on the air. Here's your hosts, Robert Dalton and Tony Allen.
Welcome, everybody, to the Rouge Radio podcast, powered by the Canadian Football Podcast Network. We are powered by the Canadian Football Podcast Network. Our podcast is sponsored by the good people over at Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, enter the promo code Rouge, and your order is discounted up to 20%, and you get free worldwide shipping. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Medicine Hat, Alberta. Gentlemen, take it over.
Thank you. I think we came up last week. Andrew and I came up with the name. It's now Irv. Is our new little booth announcer. Irv.
Interesting.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, he's back.
Me. I know, it's ridiculous.
Your new career is starting up. How is that, by the way?
It's not jiving apparently very well with the show, but you know,
we knew that was going to be a possibility.
Tough. Yeah, it's tough. It's one of those things where it's like, I hope I never have to stop doing this show. Like it's tough. So I do appreciate you working through this with me as I try to start a new career and stuff, and hopefully it doesn't stop doing this show because I do love it, but it gets trickier.
Apparently you love making money a little bit more than the show itself.
Apparently, yeah.
And in homage to the first place 7-1 Saskatchewan Roughriders, I've got watermelon.
There you go. Yummy.
Yeah. So I've got like a piece and a half, and let's see if that lasts me, because I can't stand the sound of chewing and talking at the same time. So I am not. If I end up doing that, it's going to have to be, well, Tony's talking, I'm going to have to place myself on mute, because I cannot do that. It's been a while. How have you been doing? I mean, obviously the new career, but other than that,
I celebrated a birthday.
Yeah.
I'm in my final lap of my 40s.
You're not that old,
so that's
are you?
A little scary. 49.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in my final. I know I look older.
No, you look younger.
I thought I was in my 50s.
I mean, if anything, I mean, I thought like you like when we first started doing the podcast, you had the senile old man kind of rant sometimes. You know, like old man yelling at the clouds, and then you kind of like settle down there. It's like kind of okay, now you're in your early 30s kind of thing. You're in a mood, like you're just settling into forever life.
Yeah, because I would have been. I think my oldest was just born. Like, I think when we started doing the show, I think I only had the oldest. I don't know if my daughter was around yet. Maybe she was. But even then, that's 11 years. Even if my daughter was around, we've been over 11 years doing this podcast.
Yeah, your youngest was born, what, 4 months after mine?
Yeah.
It's like a game of one-upmanship.
Yeah. I know. That was almost 10 years ago, so we probably more.
I still remember the birth video that we had, because like my wife had wanted to. I don't know if I should be telling this story. This is like her story that she wants to tell. But anyway, I don't think she listens. She wanted to watch the actual birth, and so we set up the home, like the camcorder on the table, perfect angle. We didn't get it because at the moment that my youngest was about to come out, a nurse just walks right into the picture. So just as my daughter was coming out, boom, couldn't see it. You could hear her crying, but you couldn't see it. And which is funny.
So was this in the hospital?
This was in the hospital. Yeah. You could see me holding up the leg and whatnot. and which is funny, and she'll never forgive me for this. This was the opening day of the 2016 season. Toronto and Hamilton, we had it on the TV. So as you're hearing, you could hear Chris Cuthbert going, and that's a touchdown by Chad Owens or someone. I can't narrow it down, but that was like one of the key things I can remember outside of the birth. That was one thing I can remember is Chris Cuthbert almost narrating the birth of my daughter almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't believe you'd even watch that. I always joke too that whoever says childbirth is magical is full of shit, man. It is the worst thing to go through. I wish I could have it wiped from my memory. There was times like I remember after when my wife told me she wanted to have a second after my first, I remember how bad the first. It's so tough watching your wife go through that, and you're helpless. And I remember my wife saying, she's like, we should have another one. And I just went full Griswold. What's his name? What's his full name?
Oh, Clark.
Clark Griswold. And I just went, are you in the head? Because I can't believe you want to go through that again. And she's like, oh, it wasn't really that bad. I'm like, it was. I was there. It was not good.
Yeah,
but either way.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would like the first time I was there. I'm not good with blood. I'm not good with like that. I'm very squeamish for that.
Yeah,
and it was just it was funny. We had that on camcorder, but we didn't catch the actual birth, which is what made us want to go set up the angle for the second one.
Yeah,
but you could hear the nurse in the background, like just completely like forgetting about my wife. She was like, "Are you okay, sir? Do you want some orange juice?" And you could hear me like being like trying to put together like a coherent sentence, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
So praise to the wives. This isn't feel sorry for us.
Oh,
it was just
I'm
like
so weak. Yeah.
It's just like
when the doctor is like, "Do you want to help deliver the baby?" I'm like, "No, you're the one that went to medical school for like 11 years. You do it. I'm not going down there. Like, I don't even want to see that. It's like going to Disneyland after it burns down. I don't want to see that. No, I'll stay up at the head."
All right. I think we lost the female demographic possibly for this show. Week 9 is in the books. Any takeaways? Anything that grabbed your attention? I know that you missed the Calgary-Ottawa game, but I think most of Calgary missed the Calgary-Ottawa game.
Which was funny because that was my birthday, and I happened to be working. And when you work on the train, you can't have your phone, like no distractions whatsoever. So I had no idea what was going on in the football game. And so when I got home from my trip, I'm going through my face and I'm answering texts and messages on my Facebook because I like saying thank you to everyone personally. Like I type it in, Facebook now gives you those little options to automatically put something in. And that's what all my birthday was people doing that automatic. But it was the fact that they would take time even to do that. So I wanted to say, and with the Stampeders fans that were wishing me happy birthday, I'm putting go Stamps all over the place. And then I'm like, oh my God, the game is on. I forgot. And then it just like, well, that's horrible because I'd just been going go Stamps on every Eskimos or every Elks and Stamps fan that, was wishing me a happy birthday. And like, I'm putting go Stamps and trash talking Elks fans. And it's like an idiot because I forgot the game was even on. And I was too busy trying to thank everyone for the birthday wishes. So
that's kind of like irrelevant trash talking.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, you're trash talking because your team's better, but you're not really aware of your team's current condition.
Yeah.
3 Down Nation.
I mean, I guess my big takeaway from is Trevor Harris. Like, what do you say? Like, I've spent years making fun of him, and the thing's like, I don't feel like people will probably say, so are you ready to admit you were wrong about Trevor Harris? I'm like, no, not even close. Do you want me to admit that he's having an amazing season? I absolutely will, but that doesn't erase 7 years of what he actually was as a quarterback. If you want to say what an amazing turnaround for a player like Trevor Harris, then yes, this is crazy. And even if you talk, what was it? They were talking about, I was watching the CFL post game kind of thing this morning on TSN, and I mean, they were going down that class of quarterbacks that came out the same time as Trevor Harris, and it's like, wow, you really were the bottom of that class. I can't remember them all. Like Bo Levi Mitchell was in that group, and there's a couple other guys who's I should have wrote it down because it escapes me, but I didn't plan on really bringing that list up here. But of course, and then obviously someone's going to check that for me. But like, you know, like if you want me to say he's having a great year, I'm not even going to stop. Like what else do you say about him? I'm not going to take it away from him. Like, does that make the last 7 years of his career wrong then? No, I don't think so. But boy, what a comeback for Trevor Harris. And I've got no problem giving credit where it's due. Like,
oh yeah,
this season, he's not proving he's legit. He's actually finally proving he's legit, you know?
Oh yeah, and it helps to have a competent team. Like, can you remember, like, he had an okay receiving group, like back when he first came to Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
and it was just kind of like, is this the team that you know? Because when he came in, like when he signed there, it was like a huge fanfare, and I'm looking and I'm like,
yeah,
really, like. Okay, like he'll get you some yards, but he won't get you that many points. He never even had the chance because he was injured for a good chunk of that 2023 season. He comes back, has a better year in 2024, misses a good chunk of that too as well. But he was maneuvering through. This year it's just completely different level. It's like he and Bo Levi Mitchell have just turned back the clock, like completely, turn back the clock. Like it's like if you ask me, it's like, hey, these guys are like 38, 39. No, these guys are looking like they're playing like they're 29 or 30. Like, it's kind of like, okay, I'm just waiting for that other shoe to drop, but it's not going to drop at all. I'm glad that you talked about Trevor Harris because probably the same guy that he came into the. I'm not going to talk about the player. We're talking about Zach Collaros. We've talked about him through, at wit's end. But 3 Down Nation came out with an article. Rookie offensive coordinator Jason Hogan defended the pass by Chris Trevler. He defended the call to pass to Jared Stearns in the end zone to go up by 2 scores. Now, hindsight's 2020 because if it works, boom, touchdown, kill shot. You're putting the game away. I get it. But you have a chance to go up 2 scores just with a field goal and put the game similar out of reach. Why? Like, that's my takeaway right now is you got a rookie. Like, sometimes some people just like to outcoach themselves. And I think this is a prime candidate.
Yeah.
And to defend it is a different story. Like, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I did it. Here's my thought process. I wouldn't have done it again. To double up on it, that's a different story. Like, that's a different level. It's interesting because when we talk about Winnipeg, outside of the Grey Cup game, when we talk about Winnipeg over the last 5 years, we're talking like elite status. Like, everything, whatever could go wrong or whatever could go right goes right. Winnipeg found a way, 9-0 in 2002. They found a way to get back to 12-6 in 2023. Started 0-4 and they ended up 11-7 last year. Now they're 4-3. It just feels different. Like there's a different vibe. Like, is there? I mean, I'll talk to you as an outsider. Can you nail it down?
Yeah, I don't know, and I was kind of saving this part of my thing because I definitely I've thought about Winnipeg Blue Bombers this season. I was kind of saving it for my setup for the game this weekend, but in a nutshell, it seems like a much more vulnerable Winnipeg Blue Bombers team. It's one of those ones where I don't want to bet against them, but I don't have a confidence to bet with them either. And the last 5 years, you ask me to put down $100, but pick one team, put $100 down on them any given weekend for guaranteed money. I'm picking the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I'm not doing that this season. That to me, that's the difference. I don't know what it is with them, and I mean, I don't think we're doing anything stupid by talking about head coaches or anything like that in Winnipeg yet.
This isn't a hey, we got a can.
Different. There's just a different vibe, and as an outsider, and maybe I'm out of line here, it doesn't feel like the Winnipeg Blue Bombers that we've seen in the last 5 years. And it's just one of the ones where it's like, it feels like there's going to be a new team representing the West this year. That's what it feels like. It feels like before it's like it's Winnipeg or somebody else. One of those two teams are going to represent the West. This year it feels like I don't think Winnipeg is going to represent the West in the Grey Cup this year.
Now, we've said this, and I think we're in agreement with what you just said. Maybe not confidently, but we're in agreement. But now that we've said this, watch Winnipeg cross over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, there's a new team representing the West.
Team to ever win over, cross over and win.
Yeah. It would just be totally CFL-y, to use that term that you've coined in the past, for that to happen. It would just be like applicable to everything. Anything else you want to talk about week 9 before we move on?
No, that's good. I think we covered the hot topics.
Perfect. Let's go to our blind rankings this week. It's a very popular segment. Tony, obviously,
this one
you've sent me a text becoming a
I
baby.
painted myself into a corner on this one. This one was the one. This is one that's like, it's quirky. It ranks something. At first, I'm like, this seems kind of lame. Maybe I don't want to rank this one. And then once I started peeling back the layers of this onion, I'm like, dang, there's some big names. And then it's like, what names do I want to go with? And like names that I forgot, but were pleasantly reminded of once I started doing this again. It's like, holy frig, I came up with 11 names, but I had to, and because I don't want this to be the top 5 in something. And then once you hear 2 names being like, okay, he's done he's done Ron Lancaster and somebody else. He's going after quarterbacks kind of thing, right? Like Lancaster and Flutie and McMahon. It's like, okay, then you can get into your head. I can figure this out. And he's like, now I can probably think about it. So I wanted something that you weren't going to be able to see a pattern with or anticipate the next name coming up. So the names, once you hear a couple, the one name will come up and you'll be like, well, I better save it for him. So he's not going to be in it. Right out of the gate, I can tell you the biggest name you can think of when you see a pattern, he's not on the list because that's too easy.
All right.
So
let's shoot.
Here we go. Here's number 1.
All right.
Mark McLaughlin.
Okay. I can already tell the theme is Calgary Stampeders in the 90s. Almost.
There you go. All right.
Mark McLaughlin.
So there's going to be 6. I couldn't knock it down to 5. Like, even then, I feel like I'm insulting because I wanted a mix of new and old. So I feel like I was insulting to some players, and I wanted to throw in a wild card to be like, damn, I didn't see that gun coming. But here we go. We're starting with Mark McLaughlin.
All right. So Mark McLaughlin, and this is the problem when if there's a theme that it kind of ruins everything. It just kind of like you really have to be strategic about this. Mark McLaughlin, one of the best field goal kickers in Stamps history prior to Rene Paredes. Obviously, there's Sandro DeAngelis somewhere in there. Was that going to be one number? Like the second was?
No. I'm just like looking at this like I gotta do all 11. Like this is ridiculous.
All right,
I gotta get all 11 in here. But anyways,
all right, Mark McLaughlin. Okay, so we got top 6. Mark McLaughlin. I'm gonna have to put him at number. You know what? A lot of kickers that watch this on TikTok or listen to this. I'm gonna put Mark McLaughlin number 5.
Mark McLaughlin is at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to bring it. And if I don't look at the screen, I'm just writing down the order so I remember. I'm putting a number beside 5 beside Mark McLaughlin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up on the plate, Dave Ridgway.
Ooh. Really. Okay, now I get it. Oh, I think I know what the theme is. Kickers who have won the Grey Cup on a game-winning field goal. Dave Ridgway, until most recently, held a record for longest field goal. Very synonymous with Saskatchewan Roughriders. If you ever, if you're a long-time Saskatchewan Roughrider fan, you name top players, it's either George Reed, Lancaster, or Dave Ridgway. Ridgway has longevity. I'm going to put him in number 3.
All right. And number 3 goes to Dave Ridgway.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 spots left. Next up is Noel Prefontaine.
Okay. Noel Prefontaine, and if you didn't know, is actually very notable. I think he's part of the Ricky Ray trade tree on Toronto side. So, yeah. Also, not too longevity, didn't have that much longevity. Clutch, but not as clutch as the other 2. I'm starting to regret putting Ridgway number 3. So put Noel Prefontaine number 6.
6. He rounds out the list at number 6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3 down, 3 to go. Next up, Hank Olisic.
Okay, we're going old school with this one. Okay,
I know this isn't even the tip of the iceberg.
Here's one thing here, because I remember when you're getting into a certain sport, there are certain positions where you just know every one of them. Like when I was a kid, I was playing loving hockey, and I knew every goalie that played. Similar for the CFL, I knew every kicker that was that was part of the league. Hank Olisic, and then of course I was I kind of forget everything about the 80s, and then Olisic had a comeback, I think, in the late 90s, early 2000s. I couldn't
remember if that was Olisic or Chomick that kicked for the Edmonton team.
Okay, now you got me second guessing if it was. I swear it was Olisic, but you might be be right. But do I have number 2 filled out? No.
You don't. You have 3, 5, and 6.
3, 5, and 6. You know what? I'm going to kick myself later. Olisic at number 4.
Here we go, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we only have the top 2 spots left for these last 2 guys. And like I said, the most obvious isn't going to be on the list. So if you're saving a spot for BC Light Lou Pasaglia,
yes.
It's not there.
It's not on the list. Okay.
I already told you before it even started, so you should have right out of the gate said,
yeah, no.
Pasaglia is not going to be on the list.
Okay, but I still have one. I know one other player that might be on the list.
Paulus Balderson.
Oh, that wasn't him, but very lengthy career, very clutch in the regular season. I don't remember him being too clutch in the postseason.
He had one in
probably
99. The year they went to 99, he had that one with no time on the clock in the East final against Montreal.
Yes. You are right about that one. I do think that was more Montreal losing it than Hamilton winning it, but they ended up winning the Grey Cup that year. Do I want to put him number 1? No, I'll put him number 2.
Fair. Which means this is your number 1. Please. Make a case for the greatest kicker, field goal / special teams foot, Troy Westwood.
Oh, come on. I can't. I can't do that.
No?
Redo.
I thought you would have
Redo.
loved that.
No. Yeah, I thought we were going on a string with players that were like clutch in the postseason. This guy was like
No,
1
I never
for
said
4.
that. You made up that theory in your head.
Well, the top other 5 were actually somewhat clutch in the postseason. This guy goes 1 for 4 in the 2001 Grey Cup. Not the reason that they lost, but he was far from clutch. Like he was an okay punter and field goal kicker in the 07 playoffs, but Kevin Glenn had to break his
arm.
This?
I'll give you the rest of my list.
Okay.
You can keep Westwood, or you can replace him with one of these guys.
Okay.
Does that sound fair, or you want to play by the rules?
You know what? I have to play by the rules. Westwood's got number 1. I just
so that's what we lock in.
Yeah.
But here you go. If you could replace him, the other choices I had: Rene Paredes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay. Mm-hmm.
Paul McCallum. Sandro DeAngelis.
That 18-yard missed field goal in the Western Final in 2004 is kind of rubbing me the wrong way.
Does anyone even remember that?
His neighbors do.
Yeah. Sandro DeAngelis, a name I forgot about, but was very good for the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah.
Okay. John Ryan. Lance Chomick I had on the list, and that was the ones left over.
Oh, okay. You know, the guy that I thought you might have actually put down was Damon Duval.
Oh, crap. I didn't even think of him. I didn't even see them in any of the lists I was looking at. That would have been a great pick.
That would have been.
How did I?
Yeah, that was the guy that was like, okay, if it's not Louis Pasaglia, it's Damon Duval because everybody remembers.
Thanks for nothing, CFL statistics. Like, come on. CFLpedia or wherever I got that from.
All right.
Wow, what a miss on my part. But yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
Either way, so there's Dalt's top 6 special teams, kickers, punters. Troy Westwood at number 1, Paul Baldison, Dave Ridgway, Hank Olisic, Mark McLaughlin, Noel Prefontaine. Are they all ahead of Troy Westwood?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of set you up for that one, though. I'll admit I played dirty there.
Yeah,
I set you up that with Troy Westwood.
You did, but the
great thing about the internet, though, is there's a bomber out there, fan, waiting to make that argument for you, and we'll read that tweet or email if you want to email us. Because there's a passionate, and I'm not even joking.
No, you're right.
There's someone that's not even. He's not even going to be sarcastic. He is going to be like, "You sons of bitches! He is the best there ever was."
No, you are on the money with that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to week 10 of the CFL season. Let's get Irv on the line here.
Rouge Radio is partnered with the good people over at Sports Interaction. Go to sportsia.com/Rouge and your first deposit will be matched up to 100%. And again, Tony and Dalts, they say to please play and gamble responsibly. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Irv. I should say that I can't go to SIA because they're under maintenance right now. So we have no over-under. I guess we can go somewhere for over-under. Tony, you want to vamp?
I want what?
Yeah, do you want to just talk and while I find some betting odds?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sure you can find us somewhere. We should probably use our sponsor, but you got a little quiet on me too. I don't know if you powered down your volume there or what, but you got a little quiet. I guess I could even go into the first game if you want to look for some stats and bring up the thing ever. But our first game of the weekend is going to be BC Hamilton.
Yeah. The 3-5 BC Lions are in Hamilton, 6-2 the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and this is bordering on a sellout, it looks like. The first one in years that is not related to Labor Day. So, I don't know if this is going to be a lock of the week, but I don't know if I don't know what the betting odds are, but I'm gonna guess whatever it is, the over. This is the game where I could probably see both the offenses just kind of lighting it up, and it's like who can make the first big time defensive play, and if Hamilton can have some sort of semblance of success with the ball on the ground, with the running game, I think that gives them an advantage over what BC can make up. BC defensively is just all kinds of issues, and then when I predict them to be giving up 300 yards in the air and then 200 on the ground, they end up getting to the quarterback. So this might be one of those games where they could probably come out with a very, very stealth defensive effort. But at this time, is there anybody hotter right now than Bo Levi Mitchell? Or Bo Levi Mitchell?
They're more mid than Levi mid.
He is far from mid this year.
Mid Levi Mitchell.
No.
Not relevant right now, though.
No, definitely. He's upgraded to I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would actually bring in Bo Levi Ilicho.
There you go. That's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you got this one going?
Oh, I've got this going right into Hamilton. Like you said, like who's hotter right now? Like, and of course, obviously we just upset all of Saskatchewan because, I mean, and rightfully so. But I mean, Hamilton opens the season with 3 straight losses, and then is on a 6-game heater now.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know what changed after week 3, but like, not only are they great, they just score at will. Like some of these scores, they're putting up 50 points. They had 3 games now with 30 plus points. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, how do you not like it? I don't know. I feel like I just got goosebumps thinking about this team. It's like, could this be the year that the Bo Levi Mitchell swan song is to bring a cup to Steeltown for the first time since 1999? Maybe this is. Are we looking? I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that. Like, what a way for Bo Levi to go out. Like, I'm totally taking the Tiger Cats right now.
He's not going out this year.
31-27.
If he wins, look, the way that he's playing. Here, I want to pose this question for you. Let's say Hamilton does win the Grey Cup. The way Bo Levi Mitchell is playing, he's not retiring after this year.
No, he wouldn't.
No.
I couldn't see it. He's probably thinking he's playing the best football of his life again.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. I don't think that like at the beginning of the season, if you told me that there's 3 quarterbacks that were going to be probably retiring after this year, I would have named Trevor Harris, Zach Claris, and Bo Levi Mitchell. 2 of them probably have another good year, and another one one of those 2 has a good 2 years left based on how they're playing. I'm with you on this one. I don't know if you gave it the final score, but I've got Hamilton.
Yeah, I said 31-27.
Yeah, I've got Hamilton winning this one by a bigger margin, but not a huge margin. I've got Hamilton winning 32-20.
We could be looking at the Fountain of Youth Bowl for the Grey Cup. Trevor Harris versus Bo Levi Mitchell.
All right, well, let's say that happens. Wouldn't it be just so ironic that they play lights out for the regular season, and in that Grey Cup, Bo Levi Mitchell just throws loads and loads of interceptions, and Trevor Harris just settles for loads and loads of field goals. Like, that would just be hey, that would just be, again, total CFL-y. Next game, the Edmonton Elks are in Montreal to play the Alouettes. The Alouettes are 5-3, and the Elks are at 1-6. And spare me, Tony, with your best 1-6 rhetoric that we're hearing out of. I know we made light of it last week with Andrew, and he kind of made light of it too in your honor, in your absence. As much as we're like convinced that they are not as bad as their record would indicate, at the end of the day, we have to admit that 1-6 is 1-6. You just can't get around it at that point.
Yeah, as a Stampeders fan, I shouldn't say I'm disappointed it's worked out this way for the Elks, but as someone who wants to see football work everywhere, I'm disappointed it's not happening in Edmonton, despite after everything the way they trended. It's not even that it's like they've been bad and I want them to be good. It's that they trended up so well and then just flatlined, just leveled right out and even regressed a bit. Like,
I thought you were going to bring out the parental speech there. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Montreal on the other side, though, they look like completely normal without Davis Alexander, the QB1 under center. Obviously, I don't know if Bumblebee can fly in the Belle Province in Quebec. They're going to require him to do that because I just feel, I don't know. I feel like I know that we had this Edmonton as garbage type team talk on this podcast about a month ago. I think they're turning around as far as not being garbage. Like, they're there. Like, they are always there. They're just going to make that stupid mistake. But at the same time, I feel if you're going to make a statement, this is your chance to make the statement, because Montreal is ripe for the picking. Defensively, they're not as staunch as they were last year. Offensively, they are nothing without Davis Alexander. They can probably put together a good quarter, but they are not good without Davis Alexander. I think I might do it. Edmonton upset.
Really, eh?
22-17 over the Owls. What do you got?
Ooh, I don't know if that's a heck of a pick. That's a heck of a pick. I don't think I can back that pick up.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see it in Edmonton right now as much as I would like to get on board. And I mean, you could even say that the Elks have lost their last couple by less than 5 points or whatever, but
they're finding different ways to lose. Yeah, they're different. Like, it's like we're expecting them to lose to Montreal, but we're not expecting them to be out of it. It's kind of like, okay, by predicting them to win by 5 points, they're going to find a weird way to lose this game by 7. Kind of.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it'd have been one thing if this was a bit of a regression, but we've been watching Edmonton almost win some football games for the last couple of years, and this year they should be finding a way to get those extra 6 points and pull out a win, and they're just not doing it. And I can't pick them this weekend. Sure, it'd be great if they could do it. It would be fun, but I just can't. 28-14, the Alouettes. I'm taking over the Elks this week.
All right, so that's the first time that we are going to be going up against each other. Third game of the week, the Ottawa Redblacks are in Toronto to play the Argonauts. 2-6 Ottawa against the 2-6 Toronto Argonauts. I find it funny that outside the Ottawa Redblacks, of all teams, their 2 wins have been against one team, the Calgary Stampeders, of all teams this year. Like, if you told me before the season that Ottawa would be 2-6 and their 2 wins would be against Calgary, I think I would have bought it. Now it's kind of like, what kind of topsy-turvy world are we living in this year? I just can't. Obviously, we know the last time because of PJ Walker, just completely just walking in, thinking he's Vernon Adams Jr. And but that Calgary defense, it's still good, but it's way different than with a different offense on the field. Not to sway off topic here, but at this point, you got to give it to a team that has played close, as opposed to a team that is just kind of like you're like, what was that? Where are those vultures off a carcass of Calgary? That's what I think Ottawa is right now. Like, they sense that one team is just dead right for the picking, and then they just swipe in, and then that's what we saw. Toronto's not exactly that right now. They're not good. They're not as good as they were last year for whatever reason. So I think Toronto does win this one. Ottawa makes it close. I think this is like one of those games where probably Ottawa gets a couple kick returns for a touchdown. Drew Brown throws for 400 yards, but their defense just allows Nick Arbuckle to throw for 100 yards and 5 touchdowns for some. The defense just picks them off. I have Toronto winning this one 32-25 over the Redblacks. Where do you got this one?
This one, I tried so hard to convince myself to pick Ottawa, but I couldn't do it.
It's so hard.
And I don't even know if it's because Toronto's that much better. Like, they're same records, and as much as, like, you could try and argue Ottawa beat Calgary, but you still only have 2 wins, and there's a whole bunch of other teams you got to beat as well before I take your win seriously. But Toronto exactly isn't, blowing the wheels off of anyone either. But for some reason, I even want to say, I was pulled back and forth on this one, but I wasn't. Like, every part of me just says pick Toronto. Like, I couldn't convince myself that this was a hard pick, and I wanted to, but every part of me is just saying, pick Toronto 26-17.
The last game of the week is the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in Calgary to play the Stampeders. For all accounts, it looks like Vernon Adams Jr. is good to go on the Bombers front. They are going to get some relief. Zach Claros back. Stanley Bryant Jr. will be back, and of course, long snapper Mike Benson will be back too as well. Looks like Jalen Philpott has been limited in his practice. Doesn't look like he is. He might miss a game or two, but Damien Alford seems to be progressing a little bit to make this game. Because of the Vernon Adams Jr., I'll let you start off with this one because I have a feeling that we're going to have a similar, maybe just a similar outcome as far as wins, but maybe a different result as far as the score goes.
You never want to imply that a team doesn't want to win or wants to take. Like, it feels like Calgary has the season series on Winnipeg, so losing this one doesn't affect anything for the Stampeders. Should it come down to a tiebreaker or something like that? Like, they had that in the bag when they were on their hot streak. So if you're the Calgary Stampeders, you don't have that on your mind because winning or losing doesn't do anything from that perspective. I'm not sure if I'm ready to be back on board that the Stampeders live and die by Vernon Adams and he's back. So the pendulum swings far over to the Calgary Stampeders side again. I think, if anything, this team is still a little bit susceptible to other teams. The losses can sneak in, even though Calgary's at home. Taking 3 against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show. I have my questions about Winnipeg this season, but all 3 games against a team like the Bombers still, I don't know, maybe I'm just too into traditions and superstitions or whatever you want to call it. I think this one goes to Winnipeg. I'll take 28-25. It's not going to be, I'm not writing Calgary completely off, and they could win. But I just feel like we'll see what happens. This team does live and die by Vernon Adams, but Vernon Adams also has a lot of injury problems in his career as we go on. And I mean, I'll bet money on the Bombers winning, but I don't even know if I would bet money on Vernon Adams finishing this game. Not that what happens when you talk about injuries. People are like, how could you wish an injury on someone? That's got nothing to do with it. But I would not be surprised if Vernon Adams doesn't even finish the football game.
Yeah, Vernon Adams has a history of, I shouldn't say he has injury history. It's not like he's like prone to ACLs or prone to concussions, but he does have a tendency in years past where he misses a game or two, he comes back, and he's not the old Vernon Adams Jr. Like he's like right now before he got injured, he was playing at an elite level. Like I would say, like you were right on a scale out of 1 to 10, he's playing at a 10. But he was last year too as well, and when he came back from injury, obviously the Nathan Rourke coming back, and he had that, it was just the shell of his old self. He was playing good. He just wasn't playing his early season level. And I think this might be the case. And I'd like talked myself into the same score that you said. Like when you got a guy who missed a game and a half, he's going to come back a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit, relaxed and whatnot, not playing up to it, and it's going to take him a little bit to get going. And then I thought about it. Wait a minute. Collaros missed the last game too. It's like it just dawned on me. I don't know what, like I knew it, but it just dawned on me. It's like I'm just giving away this game to Calgary for this reason, completely just disregarding that the same thing has happened for Winnipeg. So in that case, I expect this first half to be very, very, very low scoring. Probably like maybe a touchdown each, maybe a couple of field goals each, to be close at halftime. And then eventually somewhere, Calgary just kind of runs away with it. Not by 20, not by a long shot, but I do have Calgary winning 22-15 over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And I swear I thought you were going to say, Calgary's got the season serious. They proved to be a better team. I don't see why those 20-point scores are going to be any different. But I also, you kind of got me on it. If we're having a debate, you kind of won me over, but just not enough for me to convince myself. You got an email from yesterday. So Dalts, can you pick against Winnipeg again? Like you used to, please? And I was like, okay, I just might. That'll wrap it up for week 10 of the CFL season. Tony, any final thoughts?
Nope, just congratulations, Troy Westwood, the greatest special teams kicker in CFL history.
Right? If Troy Westwood listens, I apologize. Come on, it's not true. Come on.
Even Troy Westwood would pick Troy Westwood.
Like Troy Westwood. Yeah, his pick would have been wide left.
Yeah.
All right. For Tony, I'm Dalts. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening. Find more great shows like this at CF Pod Network on Twitter.